Welcome back to Alliance War. It is Season 45, War 6, for Loki is facing JA, the Jedi Assassins. And this particular war, I'm going to be... Oh, hi, Marriott. I'm going to be switching up my team a little bit. No Miguel, even though he is available. Unfortunately, Karate Mike will still not let me bring 4 champs to war. So instead, I will be bringing Absman, Nimrod, and a tactic, a.k.a. Sandman. Oh, boy, Sandman. Strap in, folks. All right, let's get up here on path 2A. First up, we have a Wiccan, and I am bringing Sandman to this fight because he's tactic, and, oh, I am sorry for what you're about to watch. Okay, I sped this up as much as I could, but this fight was just terrible. I did make a mistake. I did not change my masteries before I did this fight to put on Max Despair. And so that means that he is going to regenerate a ton with every single one of those stupid SP1 regions that he's doing. Oh, God. It's just a nightmare. It's so slow. I mean, I'm doing fine in this fight, really, if you just look at the health bar and the time. The problem is that I take that combo, and then I take another combo, and now he's just regenerating like a maniac. Oh, God. So silly. This is not a great job by me. Now I've got an incinerator on myself. I can only do one of the root cycle just because of all the nonsense. I mean, look, finally, 3 minutes later. Good God. Not great, not great. Didn't have the right mastery setup, didn't play it well. Let's move on to the next fight, which is a Korg. Thankfully, I have Absorbian Man. We'll just put his ass in magma form and destroy this Korg. I'm going to go ahead and speed up this fight, too, because there's really not much to say about it. You know, you get the rock stacks off. You're doing nothing but energy damage, so you're not going to be taking any of the quote-unquote thorns damage from Korg, and it's just sort of like getting back up to the special 2 and refreshing, making sure that you stay in the magma form, which I fall out of, but that's okay. I have an SP2 ready to go, and all his rock stacks are gone, so now I'm just trying to get the parry into the special 2, and that will be enough to kill him. Alrighty, not great, but, a lot better than the first fight. Now we've got a real, pumpkin pie of a fight here. We've got Terax on 4B. Obviously, we're going to be using Carl for this fight in magma form. It's always magma form. And I'm going to guess 27 seconds. Let's see here. I wish I could play the Jeopardy music to see if I'm right on how long this is going to take. I said 27 seconds. It was 22. All right, now here's the biggest disaster of a fight. It's node 31. It's Rentra, which is always difficult placement here on this particular node. 31 is of, in our statistical model, because we do... we keep track of all 4 Loki's fights, and we sort of grade which fights are the hardest. In the new map, this is the hardest path fight by far. The reason being is that the node is bullshit. You will get, even if you only have 2 debuffs, the defender will go unblockable the minute a power sting refreshes. And there's really not a goddamn thing you can do about it if you don't bring a champ that can purify debuffs. Unfortunately, and this is what makes Rentra so difficult is that you have to bring a tactic champ, and so the choices in terms of what tactic champs can purify debuffs are very, very limited. You got maybe like a Jabari. Everyone else is going to have a really hard time. I picked Sandman here. I would have much preferred to do this fight with someone else. I don't play this fight well at all, but this fight just sucks. The other problem is that I didn't realize when I made this assignment that Sandman's root actually helps Rintra. I mean, because Rintra's kit says that whenever he's rooted, he gains benefits. And so doing the heavy root with Sandman rotation actually helps Rintra. That's why you're not seeing a tremendous amount of damage. And that's why all those heavies in the last fight did not actually decrease his mystical charges like that heavy does. So it's not great. It's not great. Anyway, here's the cleanup. He's once again unblockable. I'm going to try and keep spamming these special ones to just do a bunch of damage over time. And again, boom, you'll see his mystical charges go up, not down. And that's because he's rooted, and it doesn't count. When he's rooted, he's unstoppable. And so even though you're quote-unquote knocking him down with the heavy, it doesn't count as a knockdown in terms of the game mechanics, and so therefore the mystical charges don't go down. It's just the weird interaction with Rintra and Sandman. So be careful out there if you're doing that fight. What a silly death. All right. This is a fight that I experimented on. This is a Tuma on the high energy diet node. I was convinced that Absman in Uru could do this fight. And so we really didn't have any other good options for this fight. And based upon the plan and the map and everything. So I said I would do it with Absman. And the goal here is just to stay in Uru. And yeah. I'm going to be pairing to remove hydration charges that will increase his concussions, which means he'll get more hydration charges when he throws specials. Like there, he shot right up to 20. But again, another parry will remove it and get rid of the unstoppable as well. So that's what you see me doing, even though it's sped up, is using parries, giving him the concussions, but taking away the hydration. That's sort of the trade-off of this particular fight strategy. And as long as I don't have any more Absman fights, it should be perfectly fine. I mean, and even if I did, it's only potions, right? All right, final fight of this war is this Weapon X. Once again, doing this fight that I died to very early on in the season. I think it was War 1, as a matter of fact, on the Hazard Shift Incinerate Poison node. I absolutely detest this fight. But I get some favorable AI at the beginning, so I'm able to sort of control the map, push Weapon X all the way to the other side during the Incinerate phase, so that way I can attack freely during the Poison phase. And that's good. Go ahead and trigger the Berserker Rage, wait out the Unstoppable, bait the Heavy, but he's an Incinerate. So I'm trying to back off as much as I can while he's an Incinerate. I'm going to take some hits. And then I'll throw the special 2. He comes in to punish, but I get him with the intercept. Just another combo here. And he should be dead. I'll do it during the Incinerate phase because it won't matter. All right, so there it is, a solo. Whew. That death was bad. That fight absolutely sucks. I hate Node 31. And 4 Loki lost this war to JA. So let's move on to SSX versus GT40. This is the war where DLL steals all of my units. Why, you ask? Well, because of the team that I was assigned. I'm told to bring in first and foremost my rank 2 Morbius. He's a tactic attacker. And then I was told to bring in my rank 5 Omega Red. He is not a tactic attacker. And so one of the things about Omega Red versus Morbius is that their ideal mastery setups are completely different from one another. With Omega, obviously, you would like to have recoils on. You benefit from the bleed and you're poison immune. With Morbius, you really want to max out deep wounds. So with limited number of mastery points, choices have to be made. And so I switch masteries between every single fight this war. First up, on path 7A, we have the Zemo. We're going to be using Omega. I am going to allow him to cleanse enough debuffs that he can root me, but that's fine. I still got plenty of spores on him. I'm ticking him down quite a bit. Yep, see, there's the root. And I do get hit a couple times, but that's okay. The bleeds actually help me. And I'll go ahead, do a full combo into a special 3. And that should be enough to kill Zemo. Not just with the special, but also with the degen immediately after the Omega Red SP3. And I'll gain a little bit of healing back, but not a tremendous amount. Okay. Second fight on this path is Doom, and this is why, we switch our masteries. We're going to go ahead and use Morbius for this fight. We want to get over 10 bleeds on Doom for the Petrify. But we'll just speed up this fight because it's a little bit slower. We're trying to bait an SB1 here. It's not happening, so I just say screw it. We'll bait the SB2 instead. Punish it. There we go. Now we've got the Petrify. And look at that big, beautiful damage on the special 2. We shoot up to a special 3 because I had on power back boosts. I had put on 200% power back boosts because this is an Ascended Doom. In retrospect, I think I only need to do 150. All right, switch masteries, and now we face a Korg. There's Alva's Korg. Hi, Alva. Obviously this is just a very easy Omega fight. We'll build up the spores, and then we'll get rid of his rock stacks. Then we can knock him down to lock in the spores, and that gets rid of the protection, and then we can watch Korg melt. I haven't gotten to play Omega in either account in a really long time, so it was fun getting to use him again. I missed the dude. We're going to go ahead and throw, I think, a special 2 here, yeah, just to go ahead and get rid of the protection again. Get the spore count back up, heavy punish the special, and that'll be it for Korg. All right, speaking of long fights with Morbius, here's another Rentra. Another Ascended Rentra. This is apparently the war for me fighting it. I'm going to be using Morbius again. I did this fight after the Sandman versus Rentra fight and for Loki. So I was pretty on edge about it. But, Morbius does this fight perfectly fine. It's just slow. You've got the crit resistance of Rentra here, really sort of protecting him from the big SB2. And I'm just getting crushed here at the beginning because I'm not managing the mystical charges well at all. So we'll get rid of those. Then we'll throw a special 2. And still not much damage because I don't have enough bleeds. I'm just not getting the bleeds on him that I want to get. The other problem is that, even with max deep wounds on this guy, his long specials just had caused those bleeds to drop off. So we're 2 minutes in this fight. We're on time to get the solo. But man, is it taking forever. Now we'll do a special 2. And there we go. We finally had a decent number of bleeds. We finally got a crit. And we took off a big health chunk. And we just need another one, but unfortunately he's at 10 mystical charges. So we'll heavy to get those down. Keep the slow on him. I think that was part of my problem in this fight, is I didn't heavy enough to keep slows on him. But whatever. A solo is a solo. Goodbye, units. Anyway, SSX lost to GT40. Not a great war for either account, but that's okay. I'll see you in the next life, Jack.